everything with my prophetess, your prophetess, Rosalyn Atkinson. How you doing, prophetess?
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good, wonderful. Welcome everyone to God and Everything. We thank you so very, very much for joining us today. We appreciate you every week. We appreciate your faithfulness to come and to listen and to hear what God speaks through us by the way of this vehicle called God and Everything, where we talk about God and everything. We talk about God and everything because God is in everything. And so welcome. I'm going to ask you to share the broadcast. I'm going to ask that you start your own watch party and get folk to come on. Tag everybody that you know and tell them to come on because it's time for God and everything. And of course, I cannot do it by myself. I have my beautiful, wonderful, anointed, more than capable co-host, and that is the one and the only Pastor Gail Matthews. Hey, Pastor Gail. Hey, girl. How you doing?
Hey, y'all. Somebody I know says that. Yeah, you were saying the one and the only, and I thought about my husband. I said, I know he is so glad, honey, because if I had a sister,
if you had a twin, Lord have mercy, he'd be over.
They talk about me, y'all. They said the show wouldn't even, the pre-show wouldn't even be interesting if I didn't come in, because I got something every week going on, every week.
So we thank God for you all being here again. We appreciate it. And so, we're going to do what we do. We got a couple of hot topics today. We're going to start off with Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, if you will, put some respect on the name, quote unquote. I am amazed at the attention that this is getting, and not that it didn't get any attention initially when he was accused of having sex with underage girls. It got attention then, but we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet, so it couldn't take flight like it has now. And when I first heard about what R. Kelly allegedly had done to these young girls, I never did see the tape. People had the tape. I just couldn't watch it. I did not want to see anything like that. And because here's my motto: once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I make a covenant with my eyes. There's certain things that I'm just not gonna view. And so I was upset about just hearing about any adult having any type of sexual contact with a minor. I got a problem with that.
Absolutely.
Whether it's R. Kelly or the priest.
Thank you.
See, y'all gonna cut me off. Y'all ready to cut me off? Don't cut me off. Don't turn me off. Don't throw nothing at the camera right now.
I don't care if it's R. Kelly or my husband.
Kelly, whether it's R. Relly, whether it's
whoever.
It don't matter. Barry, John. The priest, the pope,
that's right.
The pastor, the apostle, the prophet, the evangelist. The pastor or the teacher, it does not matter. If someone is touching a child inappropriately, that person should be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But here's the thing. In our country, it says that a person is innocent until proven guilty. But in the court of public opinion, soon as somebody hears something about you, they assess it as the truth.
Yes.
No, you don't have to have no evidence. You don't have to. Somebody just can say it. Anybody can start a rumor on anybody, and people will begin to believe it without any evidence. And so, in the first trial, the man went to trial and he was acquitted. And so I saw only part of his interview with Gail King, pieces and parts of it. And one of the things he said was, you bring it up my past, and this cannot be double jeopardy. We get offended by the fact that he is 50 plus years old and he has 18, 19, 20-year-old girls staying with him. If they didn't walk in the door at 17, in some states they can walk in the door at 17. If they didn't walk in the door at 15 and they're 18 years old, they are considered an adult. And I feel like it's inappropriate for an 18-year-old young girl to be with a 52-year-old man, or for an 18-year-old young man to be with a 52-year-old woman. I feel that it's inappropriate. But
Yes.
both of these people are adults. I feel like the person with the most experience is manipulating and controlling that individual, because they may be 18 and by law an adult, but still the mindset, the experience has not developed
Exactly.
and matured.
Exactly.
And so I do feel like that person is taking advantage of
Yes.
that person. But if those young women are grown, then there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah.
The parents could be upset about it. The cousins, everybody can be mad. But because they're adults, they can be with whomever they
Yes.
want to be. We can all see it as being controlled and be upset about it. But if they're an adult, they have the very right to do what they want to do. Okay. And so someone said, R. Kelly wasn't the first person that brought a young person to his house. They talked about Elvis Presley and Priscilla, that she moved in with him when she was 14 years old. So I looked it up, and that was right. And nobody said anything about that because, he was, quote unquote, Elvis Presley. Now, this is a little unknown fact about me. I absolutely love Elvis Presley. Absolutely. When I tell y'all, watch the movie, sings the songs, the whole nine, always have. Don't let me give me a Elvis Presley marathon going on, and it is a wrap for me.
Yeah.
However, Elvis Presley taking that 14-year-old girl in his house, he was wrong as two left shoes. Well, I didn't know it then. I was a young person, so I didn't know, it then that's what was going on. When I came to know Elvis, I believe they were already married. I didn't know she was a kid. I didn't know she was a little girl.
Right.
And so she had parents that had to agree to that.
Absolutely.
And so we have to make everybody be responsible. If your 12, your 13, your 14-year-old little girl is having you didn't gave your 12, 13, 14-old child to an adult man, then they need to throw you under the jail with the man.
Right.
Because you are the parent and you are responsible for that child. I don't care how much money on the table. I don't care how much influence. I don't care what you offer me. You cannot have my child. It's not that much. It ain't that much poverty in the world that I'm gonna give you the innocence of my child to an adult.
I know.
So the parents need to be thrown up under the jail, as well as the perpetrator needs to be thrown up under the jail.
Yes.
And so, in one part of the interview, I saw him. He raised up and was crying and all that, and people were saying, "Oh, they were so afraid for Gail and all that." And Gail, she kept her composure. She did very
Gail
well.
wasn't afraid. Don't look like.
Not at all. And people were saying, that's just the response of an abuser and all of that, or it could be a response of somebody that's innocent.
Yeah.
Because if I'm falsely accused, and I'm not saying that at all, I'm not even gonna give you my take on whether I believe it's true or false.
Yes.
If anybody know me, they know which way I'm rolling. But also, if you are falsely accused and people are not believing you, you are going to jump up and down and spin around like a top because you're trying to get somebody's attention and to believe what I'm saying. And then on the flip side of that too, if you lied and you need to try to convince who the audience.
Exactly.
You'll act a fool too.
Exactly.
So, that's a 50-50, right there. And my thing is this. Everybody knew that he was accused of molesting these girls years ago, and they didn't pull his music.
Yeah.
Now after the docu-series, they would have pulled his music.
Yes.
I don't understand that. They was listening to all the music all the time. Now all of a sudden, so we gonna start pulling music, and we gonna start shutting down TV shows.
Yes.
We gonna start at the top. We gonna get everybody.
Exactly.
We'll get everybody, and we gonna get everyone.
Right.
We're not just gonna get those that are in the limelight.
Right.
Right now. So Pastor, what did you think about it? Did you see any of it?
I saw the highlights really, and this is the thing that when I saw the reaction, I put like a little psychological spin on this. This is what I said. He was adamant about the fact that he said, "I didn't do this. It wasn't me." I would say this: if I was his defense attorney, I would say it wasn't him. But I'm gonna say on the other hand, it was him.
Okay.
Because when the docu-series came out, when the docudrama came out about this, I immediately knew that this was a victim acting out.
Wow.
I immediately knew that this was someone who had been sexually abused acting out. I knew that it happened as a child, because it's just in years of just dealing with people, prophetess. You know, we've had some stuff we've had to deal with in the church,
Yes.
especially in a leadership position, and it's just something that God has always gravitated victims to me. And so from that victimization thing, I knew this man had been victimized. The sad thing is that, does he get punished? I say, we need to find a way to punish him. He needs therapeutic punishment.
Oh, that's good.
And because we're going to lose not only with the girls, it's like a lose-lose situation right now. Let's make a win-win out of it. Let's take that money and that he has, and let's get some kind of counselors on board that can speak into the lives of these girls, the ones that want to be healed. There's some don't want to be healed.
That's
There's
true.
some because of their moral values, the values they have on finance and stuff. They want to do just what they're doing. They think they are all that and a bag of chips. And I tell people all the time, chips don't cost but 25 cents. So they think they are all of that and a bag of chips because they have slept with R. Kelly.
Right.
Now I say we need to go and try. R. Kelly, the tears that he cried on that camera, to me, was the tears of that 7-year-old boy that was getting molested in the dark, in the secret, by his family member.
Wow.
And what he was saying is that, though I have acted out as a man, this is Gail talking, I've acted out as a man, I didn't do this. It is that little boy who is so ferociously angry that I don't have respect for women. I don't really have respect for anybody.
Right.
And so I'm out of that. I'm perpetuating the violence that was done to me. I've got an appetite. The appetite for sex has been perverted. It is now in a way that I can't be satisfied unless it's something scathing and perverted. And so all of this happened to me in the dark when my mama wasn't protecting me.
Wow.
And now these girls are protecting them. So I say this, and I said it from the beginning. Yes, you got to you don't have to do something. You got to do some time. But time needs to be therapeutic. I thank God for the pastor I came up under, prophetess, because he always put in me, the church is a hospital, the church is a hospital. And we've had some situations where there were elders who were sexually involved with younger people. And we disciplined them. And we gave them some severe discipline. And my pastor, I watched him agonize and grieve, because after we even excommunicated this individual, he said, Gail, the church is supposed to be a hospital. What do I do as a pastor to try to bring healing and wholeness to this people? Because while this is R. Kelly's thing, then I got something that I brought from my childhood. And somebody else got something they brought from their childhood. And because I went to a women's meeting and I was able to cry and scream and holler on the floor and maybe get it out, maybe this bro haven't got it out. So now I don't have a defense for you, but I sure got some healing balm for you.
That's good.
Now that's where I'm at.
That's good. That's real
That's
good.
where I'm at.
Because for real, even though he allegedly is the predator, and we're saying allegedly because nothing has been proven yet, he is also a victim from his own mouth.
Absolutely.
He has said that he was scarred. And see, this is the thing about trauma happening to a child in an early development. We don't know where that leads a child, what it does to his psyche and his spirit.
Yes.
It definitely changes who they are supposed
Absolutely.
to be. That's why we got to watch our children. Somebody had just posted a video, I don't know who it was, and they didn't show the people's face. But the little girl was sitting at the table, young girl, and I want to say she sounded like she may have been anywhere between 11 and 14.
Yes.
Okay. And the mother was sweeping the floor, and she was telling her mother that her mother's boyfriend came in the bedroom and touched her inappropriately. And the mother was like, you walking around here and you running around in them little tight little booty shorts. This is a good man. What did you do? What did you do when he came to the room? And the girl said, I was asleep. And so this woman was taking the side of this pedophile boyfriend over her child's. And I'm telling you, I was through. I almost wanted to throw my phone. That's how through I was about that. You know, something is seriously wrong with a mother that takes a man over their child. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about adult children that's out here acting crazy. Now listen here. Don't let your adult children run your man away. Hello.
Right.
Don't let your adult children acting crazy and want to come over all the time and eat up all y'all's food, and they don't go to Walmart to buy their toilet paper,
You better hear somebody.
and they don't go to Walmart to get their dish detergent and soap. They come to your house and get bags and leaving and always there when the man come home. Don't let that grown man, a child of yours, run your man away. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking about these innocent babies
Yes.
that you are preferring a man over them, especially when this child is either acting out because something has changed or telling you. And you go choose that man over your child you carried in your womb, and you pushed out, you birthed, you gave life to, and you go choose this pedophile who is messing with your child. Listen, the physical abuse on a child, it doesn't just mess with their physical body, it messes with their mind and their spirit. And you're going to allow that so you can say, I got a man? Something is seriously wrong with you, and they need to build a prison, especially for you.
Yes.
And see that so nobody protected R. Kelly, but then the mama was at work. So the mother, because she was working so much, she may not have known anything. She might have suspected and didn't follow through. You know what I'm saying? But see, here's the other thing. We can't turn our head. We can't close our eyes when we suspect stuff. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty of it.
Going there.
If I sense it, if I pick it up on any level, I'm finna drill you. You would think, honey, that Johnny Cochran rose from the dead when I get done with you. Because I need to get to the bottom of it, because I needed to stop. And here's the thing about sex, Pastor Gail, is that because we are sexual beings, sex feel good. Even when it's done inappropriately and by the wrong person, it still feels good.
Absolutely.
If a man has penetrated a young girl and it caused her to have an orgasm at 10 years old, that feels good.
Exactly.
We got to stop acting like that doesn't. It's wrong. She knows something is wrong with that. The boy knows something is wrong with that, but it feels good to their bodies. So now I'm wrong, but I'm right. I'm wrong, but it feels good. This is inappropriate, but it's wonderful all at the same time. Now we got confusion in the midst. And so now everybody want to beat up R. Kelly. R. Kelly needs some psychiatric treatment. He needs to sit on somebody's couch, lay on somebody's couch, and he needs to tell the truth. The first thing he has to do, he has to admit it. You cannot fix what you refuse to face.
Absolutely. Prophetess, this hits so home to me in so many ways, personally, and if I make pastorate and a profession, then professionally, because we've had to deal with situations like this. I've dealt with a situation where there was a young girl who was being abused by every man in her house. including her
God.
natural father. And I could not make this one breakthrough. Even getting her to tell it was one thing. It was a matter of trust. You know, I didn't have no formal training. My husband has begged me for years to get formal training in counseling because it's just something that seems, people gravitate to me with this. But I couldn't make this one breakthrough. Thank God for the Holy Spirit that is all wise. And he said that to me. The very thing that you're releasing here is that the one thing she could not seem to deal with, and it is not just her, it's any sexually abused victim, is that the pleasure factor of it.
Right.
I had to say this: your body is blind. Your body is blind. Your body don't have no moral code. That's for your mind to guide your body. That's why we try to tell. I instilled in my children, try to instill a strong ethic for virtue for them. I told my son, I said, listen, if you just remain virtuous, I mean, this impacts other folks' daughters. I said, honey, I will go to the hotel and set the rose petals out. I'll go to Ambiance and buy everything they can and shut y'all in the room and say, go forth. Because I understand the importance of sexual virtue. Everybody, that's a right that everybody should have.
Yes.
The right to express themselves and to develop a healthy appetite with their mate.
Yes.
That's the way God designed
Yes,
it. Now, we're going
yes.
to talk about, first thing, we're going to talk about everything, but we're going to talk about God and everything.
Yes, come on
And so
here.
now perversion has come in because we've got people so prematurely getting involved in sexual, if it's not penetration or if it's not the whole thing, it's all of these touching and things. I have always been a big girl. My mother got at church and said she was a big baby, ain't lost a pound yet. And men have misidentified my age and my development because I was a big girl. So at 13, I had a one-eyed senior citizen man come up behind me and grab me and grab my breast and say if I was 15, he would take me home and marry me. And the things that have been said and done to me. And then let me say this to you women out there. I know you want relationships. I know you want to get your groove back or whatever. But baby, you got a first obligation to your child, be it boy or girl. And a lot of women are finding out, they going and getting these men. My mother had a boyfriend, a prophetess. You know, I ain't worried about, she gone now. And I don't know where he gone to, I guess. She brought him home on a Thursday. She dated him on a Thursday, and that Saturday, I walked in the room to get some money, and back in the day, they was wearing do-rags. So both of them had on the do-rag. I didn't know who to tap to get some money. That man, my mother was 46 years old. He was 30 years old. I was 13. He had just come from down south, having been married to a 15-year-old girl.
Jesus.
Let me say this to you. If that's wisdom, I don't want it.
Right.
I want my children to know this. My love, I let people know this, comes big, bodacious, raucous, and it is protective.
Yes.
I want my 17-year-old to know that if somebody look at her crazy at school at 2 o'clock, at 3:15 when she get in the car, I want her first words to be, "Ma, so-and-so did something to me."
Yes.
And we have got to reclaim our parenthood first.
Yes.
Before you try to get out here and get your groove on. I know you lonesome and all this, but you got a responsibility. And you need to step up to the plate.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up. It's time to step up.
Yes.
And you know, people, R. Kelly had access to these girls because you had some parents that gave him access
Exactly.
to them. You know, it's as simple as that. And the same with Michael Jackson. They did a docuseries on him. And you know, you got these kids that's your mama and your daddy take you to Michael Jackson's house, and you know that your children are sleeping in Michael Jackson's bed. Who does that? What adult man is sleeping in a bed with children, especially children that are not related to him, and parents know about it? And so you could say my child was with the King of Pop, so you could say that my child was with him. We was there and all of that. So listen, that is not common for a grown man to sleep in the bed with a child.
It's not
something
common.
Is wrong with that.
Right.
And for people to, pedophiles, they're real what's the word? Crafty.
Yes.
They're very crafty. And so in that, they manipulate everybody, and then you have convinced people that you have hired to help you. They putting the little kids in, bring the little kids out. They bringing the women to you. They you got a whole team of folks that you paying, a whole team of people that you're giving money to that are helping you commit the crime.
Helping you.
Everybody is wrong.
Right.
Every single person is guilty. The mother's guilty. The team is guilty. The predator is guilty. Every single person is guilty. Now here we have Michael Jackson was tried. And he was found innocent. He was acquitted for his crimes towards children. And one of the guys that was, I don't know if he was a witness, but he was definitely asked, did Michael Jackson abuse him? And he said no. He is one of the guys on the docuseries saying yes, he did. Now, I get, people are saying stuff about that. I really do get the fact that if you're a child and you being manipulated, you know that this is a lie, but they saying you gonna get him in trouble, and you love him, and everybody loves him. He is the king of pop. You know what I'm saying? This is Michael Jackson.
Right.
This is Thriller dude. This is smooth criminal guy. So everybody loves him, and if I tell the truth, then they're going to perhaps put him in jail.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one
that
puts Michael Jackson in jail, because Michael Jackson loves me and I'm his favorite and I'm this, that, and the third, because that's what perpetrators do. They try to manipulate and control the mind and make you feel like you're someone special, you're their favorite one, this is just between you and them. All of these things that they do to harm children and to harm those, that are most vulnerable.
Yes.
And so it's a responsibility of the parents. We got to stop putting stuff on everybody else. It is the responsibility of the parents to watch your child. It's your responsibility to watch your child.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not going to say the stuff can't slide in, but I'm telling you, if it creep in the door, baby, it got through a little bitty hole that I didn't even know existed. Because I am watching everything and everybody.
Yes.
We dropping off our kids over people's houses. We don't know who in there, especially with our teenagers. I remember my youngest son, he was mad at me because he wanted to go to a barn fire. They going to a barn fire, they roasting marshmallows on it. I said, that's fine, I'm dropping you off. And he was like, okay. I said, and I'm coming in to meet everybody.
Right.
Because I didn't drop my children off to places that I didn't know. I came in, I got out the car. Where is the adult?
Right.
I need to see the mother.
Y'all.
I need to see, hey everybody. Right. I need to see the adult. I need to know who is in charge here. Because I need to know who I might have to kill. If something happened to my child. Because I'm not going to the little boy, little Floyd that invited little Ray Ray that invited my child. I'm going to Ray Ray's mama, Ray Ray's daddy, Ray Ray's grandmama, the person that is in charge of this.
Thank you.
They're supposed to be the person that oversees this event. And so he was just so embarrassed, he didn't know what to do. I said, I don't care nothing about you being embarrassed. See, we keep caring about what kids feel about us. I have never cared about how my children felt about you. Ain't my friend, so what? I don't love you, so I don't care nothing about that. I wasn't put on the earth to be your friend. Yeah. We ain't girls. We ain't guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My oldest son will tell me in a minute, you are my best friend, and I absolutely love that. Yeah. But he will never be mine.
Exactly. I got you.
He will never be my best friend. I'm always your mother. I don't care how old we grow up together. I will never forget, my grandmother was about 84, and my father was 65 and he had an accident. And when she showed up in his hospital room, she said, "Baby, mama is here." And I was like, that is still her baby. Both of them is senior citizens. Both of them get AARP.
Yeah.
You know, both of them get discounts on Tuesdays for the, you know.
Thank you, Jesus.
Right. For the buffet at Golden Corral.
Yes.
But she came in the door and said, "Baby, mama is here."
And he felt
You
comfort.
understand?
Yes.
And so that's the way it is supposed to be.
Right.
And we keep wanting to be our kids' friend. We keep trying to relate. I'm not trying to relate to hip hop. I'm not trying to. I need to know about it, but I
Yes.
can't relate
Yes.
to this terrible music. I cannot do it.
Don't
I'm
want
not
to.
even getting ready to try. What I'm getting ready to show you is how damaging it is.
Absolutely.
And you can receive it or you can reject it. I'm not finna sit and me and you finna watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm not doing the Love Hip Hop, LA, New York, none of that. That is trash.
None of it.
I
Right.
don't need to relate to you on that level. And so
Exactly.
we need to stop exposing our children and being their friend, trying to, kick it with your. I'm not trying to kick it with my son.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to do that. What are we doing? And we have people, I'm talking about in the church, that's still doing this foolishness.
Yes.
And then when all of this stuff happens, we looking for, Shaniqua, she missing. She missing. Last scene was on 131st, and she left out the house in a blue jacket and
Right.
And it's 9:00 at night.
Right.
You just looking for Shaniqua at 9:00 at night. You just know your child missing at 9:00 at night.
Right. I wonder what she had at 6.
You understand when
After
school is out
school.
at 4
Thank
o'clock,
you.
you don't go nowhere but home.
Thank you.
You don't go to nobody else's house. We just let kids on Saturday just get up and go outside, and they all in the neighborhood knocking on people's doors
Never.
at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. Keep your child at home. Get up
Right.
and make them a full, complete breakfast. They done ate the stale cereal at the school all week long. You off, I know you tired. I don't care if you gotta have breakfast for lunch. Get up and sit at the table and turn off the TV and turn the phone down. Put it on silence and have conversations with your children.
Yes. Now, y'all, you
Ooh,
listen
help
to
me,
the prophetess.
God.
Don't get it twisted. This is who she is. I'm telling you, when them grand girls is over there, it is a whole. You need to see it. You need to experience it, because now we have another generation. We've got to be hands on with our kids.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my kids and they're they're supposed to be adults. I say pre-adult stage. But I'm looking at some things, and if I could turn back the hands of time, there's some things I would definitely have done different. I tried with everything in me to give my kids my Jesus,
Yes.
the morals of the Bible, and ethics for life and all of that. But they still had free moral choice. That's something that God gave them, and I'm not going to rob them of it. All I can do is believe the Bible that says that now that they're getting old, they won't depart.
Yes.
But parenting has to be purposeful.
There you
This is
go.
exactly why I started the movement and initiative I did, because we do too many things without planning. We people will say, we'll spend all kind of times planning a wedding and planning this. Now I can't say that because I could plan something in 15 minutes. But after that, what is your plans for life going forward? How do you plan to raise your children? How do you plan to discipline your children? How do you plan now? I'm gonna give you something else to put in there. How do you plan to protect your children?
Wow. That's
Now,
good.
everybody want to have a sleepover. I don't listen. There are certain people that I put into my trust parameters, and that means you get one trip. Mm-hmm. If anything goes crazy, I was at so-and-so's house brushing my teeth, and Uncle so-and-so came in the bathroom. Never again. Did he say anything to you? Did he do anything? So don't worry. You'll never, ever have the opportunity to go back there again. Because if he's grooming you, it stops right here.
Yes.
And then I'm going to say something this don't look good. Don't ever do that again with somebody's
Absolutely.
child going in the bathroom. We are not that much family.
Right.
I make family out of everybody.
That's right.
But listen, we're not that close.
Absolutely.
My child has a space, has privacy, and I've poised them like that. And don't you violate their space.
Yes.
It's things that my own husband does not interfere or get involved in, having to do with my daughter. We gave our boys privacy and all of that. I've been stopped washing up my boys and going in the bathroom
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. We have to get some boundaries. The Bible tells us, Don't destroy the boundaries and the old
landmark.
The old landmark.
Yes.
We have no boundaries, and so therefore fences is being torn down everywhere, and it's trespassing going on.
My
and
God.
that is what is happening. These mothers, I looked at the mother that the child has gone back to live with R. Kelly. She up there looking like she about to go to the club and all that. Now I like to be current. Pastor Gail, I'm not gonna come in here with no one of them turnaround wigs on and no apron. I ain't finna do that.
Wig.
Them turn around. The wigs like they turn around.
I know turn around wig. Okay.
Them comb back push ups.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. But even in all of that, I want to establish that I am the senior adult in this thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Therefore, I have to set pace. And I have to set boundaries, rules, and I have to be an example. That's another thing. So don't come to me. Listen, my daughter is talented. My sons are talented. But even with that, I don't want them going everywhere. I had a big argument when my son was about 16, prophetess, at one of my good friends' house because her son was, doing secular music. And my son crumps and locks and do all that stuff. And he wanted him to dance on the video. I said, no.
Right.
No, he ain't gonna do that.
That's right.
He said, well, what if he could blow up? I don't care nothing about fame.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, Whitney Houston should have still been singing in the choir in New Jersey.
I say it all the time.
I say it all the time. She should have been in the choir in New Jersey. She would have been alive right now. Maybe had about 2 or 3 kids and had her mind and would not have been on dope. Who knows?
Right.
Who can tell, as David said?
Right.
Who can tell?
That's right. You're absolutely right. You got to set boundaries. You have to. You have to watch and protect. See, we doing all this praying, and Bible says watch as well as pray.
Come on now.
You got to watch everything move, everything shaking, and everybody, and protect your babies. I remember my youngest son, friend, he lived about 4 doors up from us. Ramel is a year older than him. So he turned, I think the little boy turned 12. And Ramel was going to turn 13 in July. He turns 12 in June. So for the last, since the people moved up the street, him and Ramel been friends. And every year this boy had a birthday party. And when it was Chuck E. Cheese time, they went to Chuck E. Cheese. And it was when they got older, they went to Dave and Buster's. They went to the movies. You ain't have to send no money, but just a card for the little boy. And we did that. And then they come back home. They took them to eat. Then they come back home to peace. I mean, just a wonderful day for the children.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful. And then that night he had a sleepover. Well, 12 o'clock, Ramel turned into a pumpkin. He turned into a pumpkin at the stroke of midnight. He had to come home.
Absolutely.
I was calling and I was meeting him halfway instead of going to the end of my driveway, watching him walk down the street.
Right.
Okay? And so this particular year, he was turning 12, and the very next month, Ramel was turning 13. So Ramel comes to me, he was like, Ma, so-and-so is having this party, and we going to Dave and Buster's, and we going to see, one of the Transformer movies was out then, and they taking us to eat, and then, can I spend the night? I said, now you already know, I'm fussing. You already know good well you can't spend the night. Now I like these people the whole life. Was friends with these people the whole night. Know the mama and the daddy. I said, no, you cannot spend the night. And my son said to me, Ma, he said, I know nobody is supposed to touch me. He said, if anybody tried to touch me, they would have to kill me. So can I please go and spend the night? And because I knew he knew, I let him go. But here I go. When you in your sleeping bag, you sleep by yourself, you tuck it up under you. Sleeping bag already zip in.
Right.
But you tuck it up under you, you don't be da-da-da-da-da, don't let nobody. I still gave him the spiel. And he spent the night and everything was fine. But he understood. And he said to me, if somebody tried to touch me, they would have to kill me. Because I know that they're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
That's how much I drove that in.
Yeah.
See, I drove it in. I don't care if it's your daddy, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your next door neighbor, the man down the street, the school teacher, the coach. I don't care who it is. Nobody is supposed to put their hand on your private parts. It wasn't your sugar bowl. It wasn't your little Peter. I told my kids the proper name for their sexual organs, their sexual parts. Because here's the thing. You telling your daughter little sugar bowl little flower. Somebody touched that. She talking about a flower, and this person has touched their vagina.
Yes.
But she can't tell you that a flower. I love flowers. She love flowers.
Right.
And then somebody's touching a flower.
Right.
No, you
Right.
tell them the right words.
She 4-year-old
for it.
talking about she touched my
You
petunia.
understand?
No.
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 And we gotta stop that. It is too. Listen. If y'all ain't heard nothing else I said today, it is dangerous out here in these streets for
Absolutely.
these children. And so we have to be their watchmen.
Yes.
We have to be their watchwomen.
Yes.
You know, my sons have daughters. And so they're my grandgirls, and they have mothers. And so their family, you know, they have families. But listen, they're 4 years old, and I be on it. Because
Absolutely.
I'm not there all the time. I can't protect them physically like I could my boys, but I certainly protect them in prayer.
Yes.
And I'm watching everything in everybody. They can't even look cockeyed to me.
Yes.
They can't, none of that. They already know, don't nobody touch you. I mean, I got them so much so the mamas was trying to wash them up, and they was like, wait a minute. The grandgirls was like, mommy. It was like, mommy, you know, please, you know, do something. You know, mommy, and the mama like, well, Gigi, yes, Gigi. So I had to tell them,
Right.
mommy can when she's watching you up, but nobody is to touch your part
Yes.
because they are yours.
Yes.
And if we don't train these babies up from infancy,
Yes.
we open the door for their entire lives
Absolutely.
to be forever altered.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I heard Viola Davis. She opened up a school or for some type of facility for women that are have addictions. And she said the reason she opened it up is because her 10-year-old sister, she was 10 years old, she put on her roller skates, and y'all can see the video. She put on her roller skates and she skated up to the corner store to buy some candy. She had a quarter, and when she went in the store, the man in the store raped her. He raped her. And she came back home. She told the mother went flying up to the store, screaming and hollering. And somebody in the store said he does this to all the little girls.
Stop it.
So they flagged down a police officer. Police officer puts this man in the car and takes him away. They never saw him. No police report was filed. Nothing. Nobody came back. Nothing. So, of course, this was back in the day. And not that far back in the day, because I want to say that the woman may be 40, but 6 kids later and addicted out. She says, I can't help her. I've tried. But that violation altered who that young girl was supposed to be.
Yes.
It changed who God intended for her to be. And the mama just sent her baby up to that. You know, you a little girl. I listen. I saw a video. I can't remember the little girl that was abducted, but they showed the video. Like I said, you can't unsee stuff, and they showed it on TV. The little girl was walking from across the street, a pleasant little street and everything, walking, and they showed the video from like a neighbor's home security camera, and she's skipping and she kicking a rock,
Innocent.
and that's the last time they ever saw her. Somebody abducted her, raped her, and killed her.
God help.
And we want to know why. You know, my boys be like, "Ma, you just was," but now they say to me, "I thank you for being just that."
Yes.
And now with their girls. You know, we live pretty much on a dead end street.
Yes.
When my girls are out there, I'm sitting right there.
Absolutely.
You can't go outside and
That's
play.
right.
Not without
Right.
somebody. Listen,
Right.
when we want a popsicle, okay, y'all come to the porch.
Right.
I'm going right to the kitchen, sit right here in these chairs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I got security. I'm watching everything and everybody.
On the camera. Exactly.
You understand? You have to be vigilant.
We do. It's another time.
It's another day.
It's another time.
Yes,
another
it
day.
is.
And we've got to adjust to the times. My boys did not start catching the bus, and that was periodically
Mine too.
to school until they got like in the 11th grade.
I can't
And they
say it.
thought
Mine just started catching.
Listen,
Help us.
the kids, thought that I had sent them to Alcatraz when I would take them. We take them up to the corner for them to catch one bus to let them out right at the corner of the street of the school.
My
My
God.
daughter, that's a no-no. Well, that doesn't happen at all. I'm telling you, and my daughter sees kids that, you know, they catching the bus in the dark and all this kind of stuff. And I know they may take stuff for granted, but I don't care because I am charged with their safety.
Yes.
Not only their safety, their purity. And look at this poor child. Now, Viola Davis' sister, it has taken her because she couldn't deal with it. She couldn't face it. It's taken her into drug addiction.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me that question on the broadcast on Sunday night and says, well, what do we say to a lot of these people with drug addictions? Some of the things, I said, we need people to walk alongside them to help them face it. They have to go back through some dark alleys and corridors, even if it's nothing but failure. A lot of them is, maybe at that point, where they don't know what to do with their lives.
Yes.
I have some, young people around me that are navigating through life, trying to find their way. And if you've got somebody who don't understand that, and they keep being faced with failure because they can't find their niche or whatever, after a while they may just feel like I'm nothing.
Yes.
And if you don't have somebody just constantly, I get mad, I get frustrated, but you still got to ascribe value to people.
Yes.
That's a lot of times. And then the girls, then prophetess, what about some of these girls that keep getting in these situations? Because once they're deflowered, they're devalued.
Yep.
And that's a lot of the reason those girls are there with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Because they don't have no value on that.
Yeah.
They don't know, we don't understand that we are a treasure.
Yes.
And men should pursue us in a certain way. When they digging up treasure, when they get to the treasure part, when they get to that part,
Listen.
they start brushing that thing off real gingerly.
Yes.
They start they don't want to damage it
Right.
because they're fearful that they'll lose some of the treasure.
Absolutely.
So
And
that's
we have to we have to learn our value and understand
my
that
goodness.
we are fearfully and wonderfully
Yes.
made, and we're the apple of God's eye. Even if you don't have somebody telling you you're beautiful. My sister teased me all the time because after I get, do my hair and put on lipstick or gloss, and I look in the mirror and I say, "You's a pretty girl."
That's what
I've
you
been
do.
doing it forever.
Yeah.
And my baby sister teased me to this day. Cause listen, I see me.
Yes.
You know what? I see the value in me.
Yes.
And yes, it's wonderful to hear people tell you that you're beautiful and that they appreciate you. But you got to learn how to encourage yourself. Maybe you have to
Absolutely.
encourage yourself in the Lord.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you don't hear them accolades. Everybody ain't applauding you. So you got to clap your cell phone sometimes.
Right.
You got to
Right.
listen. After you get your hair done, that hair is laid, dyed, and over to the side. You just spend that $200-$300 on them bundles, and you done got them nails done, and you got that makeup is flawless. You better look yourself in the mirror and say,
Exactly.
baby, you's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you beautiful. You better go
Absolutely.
ahead and talk to yourself.
That's right.
When you put on your clothes, whether you a 6, a 16, or a 26, you better look at that mirror, baby, and pull that down and get that good paparazzi jewelry on.
Come
Hello,
on.
somebody, and
Pop
tell
it.
yourself, I am absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous.
Yes. Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
we have to do it. And then when a man comes your way and tries to do anything else but value you, you kick him to the curb.
That's right.
You kick him to the curb. I was talking to a young lady just this week. She said, I'll be by myself first. And she is by herself. She is single, she is saved, and she is loving God. She said, but I will be by myself before I accept foolishness again.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You got to come correct or don't come at all.
Or don't come.
And I amened her. I high-fived her. I said, you're
Right.
absolutely right. And see, because we so desperate and so thirsty, we just go with
Thirsty.
anything to come our way, anything to ride up in the church. They ain't been delivered or set free. They ain't even went to the altar to get their heart to the Lord yet. Y'all have altar calls in church. We gonna talk about that on another. Do anybody get baptized in the Holy Ghost? Do we still believe in speaking in tongues that the Spirit get uttered? You don't even let the man get. He just walked in the church. Ray Jr. just walked on in the church and everything, and his pants wasn't sagging all the way down, and he had a decent cut on, haircut, and he took the bulletin. He ain't even got a Bible, don't have no app on his phone. He just took the bulletin, and he could halfway sing a hymn
Right.
off key
Right.
and mixing up the words,
Right.
and you claim him as your husband.
Claiming. There we
and
go.
you don't know that he got a track record that he done messed with every single solitary woman's child
Absolutely.
that he done been with. Now you grabbing them on and talking about this my husband. We
My
gotta
God.
stop that
We do.
foolishness.
We really do. We were kind of pre-talking about this before the show. You know, what has happened, I keep talking about the church become a flawed system, prophetess.
Yes.
We rob people. We had some stuff in the world we said, this is a man. Okay, this is a man. The man work. The man, you know, he's got some virility about him as far as, you know, he's masculine. Masculinity come with some manifestations and all of that.
Yes.
And then we come to the church, and the church start tearing that down.
Yes.
The church start telling you, well, you know, it's okay. I know he beat the tambourine. He got a little sweet and everything, but he a good man. He loved Jesus. Look, he got a good testimony. He tear the church up and all that, but he is not a man.
Yeah, and he's not delivered.
He's not delivered.
He's not delivered.
Right. Thank you. You see this man, like you said about this, he paying too much attention to the little girls and the little boys.
Yes.
But you trying to hook him up with Sister Cindy or Sister Sarah, whoever, because they're a nice little saved girl. He seemed like a nice little saved man. Listen, leave people alone. If you don't have no discernment, you have no discernment for yourself. You in an unhappy marriage and relationship or none at all.
Right.
Leave people alone. God is a wonderful matchmaker.
Yes, he is.
He's a wonderful matchmaker.
Yes, he is.
And you need to let the works material the people prove themselves and all of that. Because sometimes people do not have, you know, we're causing people to backslide.
Yes.
Because sometimes they get in relationships, Roz, and they never get back.
Yeah, for real.
They never get back to Christ because they're so broken. Because somebody, mother so-and-so and brother so-and-so and pastor so-and-so was pushing them together.
Yeah, or their own loneliness.
Oh, their own loneliness.
Did it.
Thirsty.
Yeah, just thirsty.
Right.
And it's not worth it.
Right.
It is absolutely
Right.
not worth it.
Right.
And when we come to terms with God, as a single Christian, God, I'm okay in my
Yeah.
singleness. I'm gonna
Yeah.
serve you. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna go on vacations.
Yes.
I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna event something. I'm gonna start a business. I'm just
So
gonna
much
serve
to
you.
do.
And then God will. He will supernaturally cause that person to come your way.
Yes.
Yes, he will.
Yes.
But when you looking at every man that come to the church, like you in the peak hole, you looking at, you got the little blind, little tore blind. You looking at every brother to step foot over the threshold
Right.
of the house of God
Right.
to be a potential mate. Something is wrong. Can he first be a potential boyfriend?
Yes. Can
We
you get
wanna get-
saved?
yeah, can you
you
get
want the
saved?
kingdom to expand?
See, we don't see them as, you know, a child of God, you know, or a person giving their life to the Lord, and then, you know, growing grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and then as a friend. How about that?
Oh, how about that?
Because when you, listen, I say it all the time, when you take sex off the table, you can see that Ray Ray is crazy.
Absolutely.
You can see that Shaniqua is crazy as a Betsy Bug.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, you see that she spent up all the money. You see that she's selfish. You see that she don't like your kids from a previous relationship.
Oh, my God.
But you got to take the sex off
You
the
got to.
table. The sex makes everything cloudy.
Yes.
It clouds our
Yes.
perspective and our
Yes.
view.
Yes.
And especially if it's good sex, then
Right.
that's showing up clouded up. That's just
Right.
a clouded day and
Yeah,
everything.
Right. And it was supposed to be after the covenant, the
Yes,
marriage.
yes.
Then you need the cloud.
Yeah.
You need to go into that cloud and stay in that cloud.
Right.
You know, to go in that cloud and think they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Right, right.
But you don't need to be in that cloud and caught up in the woo-woo.
Yeah.
Before.
Right.
You know, I had to bring myself in under even with my own child. I say, wait a minute, you done lost your mind.
Yes.
You know, because when you get into that level of relationship, God designed for some stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And listen, prophetess, we talked about this when I woke up Monday morning for the prayer line. I told you, I said, I do some things real quick, but the Holy Ghost hit me. He said, take back control of the body.
That's good.
He said, take back control. We began to pray that thing, and the thing came so clear. And why would, if somebody say, well, why would the Holy Ghost say that? I heard Paul in my ear saying, what?
Yes.
Know you not that your body is the temple of the Holy
temple
Ghost?
of the Holy
That's
Ghost.
why you take back control. Because
Yes.
we can't serve two masters.
That's good.
I can't have God gonna either be, and this is gonna be his temple, or we gonna let Ray Ray and Pookie and all them. We gonna let sexual perversion, homosexuality, and others have the temple.
My God.
Even sickness, we just gonna let cancer just walk up in here. We just gonna let it say, "Oh, I'm gonna die."
My
No,
God,
we
my
are gonna
God.
take back control of the temple.
Yes.
I want to tell R. Kelly, if he walked in today, listen, if you give your life to Jesus Christ, he will give you the authority to take back control of your temple.
Yes.
You lost control at 7 years old.
My God.
Michael Jackson, you lost your voice. You were singing and making millions and millions and millions of dollars of records, but you lost your voice. You lost your voice to Joe. I used to say I was going to make a t-shirt that this is it, with Michael's picture on the front, and on the back I was gonna have Joe, this is why. But this is the thing, he may have lost it because of the greed and the control of a father or whatever. But you can have your voice back.
Yes.
You know how I know? Because God saved me at 20 years old. I gave my life back to Christ. He gave me my voice back, which gave me my self-respect back.
That's
and some
good.
stuff that you used to say yes to, you could say no to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you,
real
Lord.
good. That's real good. And herein lies the problem with the Joe situation. He didn't know how to balance it, because they still could have threw the ball. They still could have kicked the ball. They still could have bounced the ball and still been famous and popular and all
and
that.
healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely, that father played a major role in Michael Jackson's issues.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
And again, some people don't recover from trauma as a child. And I say it all the time, we keep messing kids up.
Yeah.
We are messing them up.
Yeah.
We messing them up because we don't spend no time with them.
Yes.
We messing them up because we don't listen to them.
Yes.
We messing them up because we don't teach them about God and live godly before them.
Oh my
See,
God,
that goes
yes.
hand in hand. You can't just teach me. You can't just tell me what the words say. You got to live this thing.
Yes.
And so we're not doing that. They see all kind of stuff. They subject to, you sit them in front of the TV all day long and all night. They watching anything and everything. They watching Maury. They watching Jerry Springer. They watching Love and Hip Hop. They know all the reality shows.
The Bad
and people,
Babies. Now they got the Bad Babies. Okay.
they watching everything. And we're exposing them to this foolishness. But they can't spell their name. Hello. They don't know their ABCs. They don't know their address. They cannot remember your phone number because you don't pay your bill and you keep changing numbers because you keep changing carriers.
Lord.
So if they get lost, they can't even get your number because you are not setting an example of paying your bills on time to keep the same number longer than 3 months.
Right.
So little Jaquan is so confused.
Right. Exactly.
You know, we got to take responsibility.
Exactly.
We can't keep putting it on these kids. You are responsible for your children.
Yes.
Now, when you
Yes.
listen, I tell, and Pastor Gail will attest to this, I tell all the time, I'm not responsible for my adult children's choices.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
I trained them
Right.
in the way
Right.
that they are to go. I instructed them. I lived a life before them. I
Absolutely.
gave my life for them. When they became adults and they chose something different, that's on you.
Absolutely.
See, we be crying and want everybody to pray for the kids and laying on the floor, and we call it TBN and
Yes.
CNN and
Yes.
NBC. We calling everybody to pray because we have not put in the work for our children. Now little Johnny, little Joy is a complete and horrible mess, and now you want everybody to pray. No, if you put the word in them, that word is not going to return
Yes.
back void.
It
If
won't.
you live the life before them.
Yes.
See, one thing my boys cannot say, they know the supernatural God.
Come on now.
They know
Right.
the God that
Right.
the bush does not burn.
Right.
That
Right.
a voice is coming from the bush. Because my prayer was, God, I need them to know you in a supernatural way. Now, are they doing everything they supposed to? Absolutely not. But ask them about God.
Exactly.
My baby boy, his first year at CSU, honey, he shut down the religious class.
Glory.
He shut them down. Talking about it ain't no God. He shut it down.
Wow. I love it.
Because it was taught to him and I lived a life before him.
Yes.
And the first thing they want to do now is, Mom, we got to pray. Mom, texting. Mom, I need you to pray for such. I'm like, you praying? Yeah, I'm praying. Because my first thing is, are you praying? You ain't going to just rely on my prayer.
Right.
Do you get a prayer through?
Right.
Hello. My oldest son got a huge opportunity like 2 days after he prayed, and he told me, I didn't even know he prayed. He was like, Ma, you have no idea how hard I was praying for the door to open, and not just for me, but for my brothers and our family, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And now I know God heard me and answered this prayer because this door done swung wide open for me. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is the reality. What does that do? That builds our faith so we can go and do the next big thing.
The next big thing.
The next big thing. God wants us to keep doing big things.
Yes.
But we must protect our children at all costs. Protect them from the people that are within and the people that are without. It is your responsibility as a parent to protect your little ones. I want to thank you so very, very much for tuning in to God and Everything. Please share the broadcast. We definitely appreciate it. Please sow $5, just $5 to help keep us on the air. It does. It helps keep this vehicle, God and Everything, as a voice to the nations, because that's exactly what we are. Also, tune in tonight. I will be doing Paparazzi Live. I got some new inventory. If y'all like what I got on, baby, I will be showing it tonight. Check me out tonight. All right. Love y'all. Thank you again. Peace. Until next week. Bye-bye.